Hi everyone, I finally made it back to YouTube. I'm sorry for neglecting my channel recently. So for anyone new or has yet to watch any of my videos before, my name is Katie. I'm also known as Clean Coach Katie. I am a clean runner and also a personal trainer and online run coach. My YouTube channel I set up quite a long time ago just to sort of document my journey. So first of all, I started a online blog just through WordPress just to document my journey. And obviously now things have changed over the recent years. I then went over to YouTube. So my channel really grew when I was sharing the process of me training for the London Marathon in 2018. I had just achieved a good for age spot, and I must admit I had a really good training block, and it was probably the best that I've ever trained, the best shape I've ever been in. And despite in 2018 I PB'd for the London Marathon, it was the hottest day on record, 23.2 degrees. And I wouldn't say that I took the wrong approach towards the race. I kind of still set off at my target race pace. Maybe in hindsight I should have lowered my target, but I just thought I've trained really hard, I'm just going to try it and see what happens. Now unfortunately I've done videos on this race before, but at about mile 16, mile 17, that's when my body just sort of gave up. I'm assuming that my heart rate was far too high because of the heat, and basically I just couldn't cope. Now I passed halfway in on pace for 3:25 and I only finished in 3:32. So I didn't actually lose that much time in the second half of the race, although it felt like I'd walked quite a lot. However, that's done, that's behind us, and we're now focusing on London 2019. In the training block last year, I managed to achieve under 90 minutes for a half marathon, which has qualified me for the championship start line. Can't believe it. So that means that I get to rub the shoulders of the celebrities and the elites, and there's like more toilets, there's apparently tea and coffee there, and you get a good start from the off, as there's less people there, so I believe. So I just thought this is like week 0, and I'd share with you what I've been up to recently and how I'm going to train for 2019 this year. So I must admit that in December I've been training. I took a week off after the Kenyan Marathon that I did in October, but since then I have kind of just been running. I've been following a loose plan, and to be fair, it hasn't been completely consistent. We had James's birthday in November, my birthday to celebrate in December, and despite still running 5 or 6 times per week, it just wasn't as consistent as probably it could have been. It's been good for me to have a bit of downtime, but also means I'm probably a little bit further behind than what I would like to be compared to this time last year. But that's it, that's where we are. So a bit about my training. I will be running on average 6 times per week. That is not for everyone, and I really don't recommend that, because when I first started running in about 2014, 2015, I could literally only run like 3 days per week. I had to take a rest day every other day, just because my body was not used to that. So I've only been able to build up to this just because of consistent running, strength training, and just making my body strong enough to be able to handle it 6 days per week. So we'll start with Sunday, because Sunday I don't like starting the week on a Sunday. It always starts on a Monday. However, just to start us off, so Sundays will be a long run. Now I will be doing most of those with my running club, but I've also got, this year I've got quite a few friends that are similar paces, to take the long runs quite easy, so I'll be going out with either friends or the running club. We're very lucky that we've got the club compared to some other people that I know. They'll be doing it, like, if you look online, a lot of people will be doing their training solo. So yeah, Sunday long runs. I started my plan on 13 miles as my long run, because I've been consistently doing sort of 90 minutes at the weekend already. And the highest mileage I'll go up to is 22 miles, and that's about 3 or 4 weeks before. So I've got a good taper block. Mondays will then be a recovery run day. Some days I'll be doing double run day, so that's 2 runs per day. One will be sort of like a shakeout because I can get very stiff after a long run, and the next one just will be to build strength, build the stamina and build the endurance up, and just getting my body used to running. Also running on tired legs. Tuesday night will be a training session. Now in my last block I did intervals, and I did a lot of these intervals on my own, but since then my structure of my training has changed, and I've now joined a group which James is part of. If you don't know who James is, that's my boyfriend. And this group meet up on a Tuesday night, and at first I found it really difficult to get used to running with other people during intervals, because if I was going out on my own before, I'd just run it hard and just do what I could. It was just me against my Garmin and no one else. Whereas now with this group, you get put in groups based on your ability and sort of how current training is going, and then the times get handicapped. So the slowest group go off first, and the whole idea is that you're handicapped so that everyone should finish all of the intervals at around the same time. Now if you're doing better than what the intervals the sheet says, then you're going to overtake people, and then if you're doing slower, then yeah, you're more likely to get overtaken. So that's what's happened with me, is that I've really struggled to get my head around that people might overtake me. And in the past I've like panicked, literally panicked, and had to stop during some of these interval sessions because I've not been used to. I feel like I'm off pace, well I'm not, but those guys behind me are just going too damn fast. So that's been hard to get around. Finally getting there, and although I do still dread Tuesday nights, it is good doing it part of a group. Getting people to pull you along is so much better. So that's Tuesday nights. Wednesdays will then turn into a mid-long run. Now some people would have a rest day, but we have built into my plan a mid-long run. So Wednesday will be very slow, taking it easy pace, but just again building up the mileage, time on feet. Thursdays, tempo runs. I hate them, just saying. If you've watched any videos before, I will protest that I dislike them, but they're so important and I hate it. I hate it, and I can see the benefits of them, but I really dislike them. And I'm sorry to all my clients that I give them to, because they know how much I dislike them. But it's honest, they're very good. It's basically running, I'd say at 75 to 80% maximum effort. You're running comfortably uncomfortable, if that makes any sense, but it really does help. Now I normally run them, depending on where I am, it's about my target half marathon pace, just to give it any context. So my target half marathon pace right now is about 6:45, 6:50, maybe 6:40 if I'm lucky. That's my target half marathon pace. I run a lot of my easy runs anywhere between 8 and 9 minute marks, so it's quite a difference. So some people, their target half marathon pace is quite close to what they're running all of their runs at. But for me, that just shows the difference, that I have to work really hard to get to my half marathon pace. So yeah, that's why I really dislike them. But anyway, Fridays, rest day. Woohoo! Favourite day of the week. It's also normally my busiest day with PT clients, and I'm always hungry on Fridays. Literally, like between clients, I'm just literally like scoffing anything I can. Down to how my week's fallen now. I used to do yoga on a Monday, but at the moment it's working that I'm having like morning clients and afternoon, evening clients, so I've got a gap in the middle of the day to go and do a lunchtime yoga class, so that's working quite well on Fridays. Saturdays will then be another training session, so the lot that I train with on Tuesdays, but now we do sessions on a Saturday as well, and that's normally like a hilly circuit or off-road, sort of like, we've got a nice area that we go to that's sort of like grass, so it's normally like longer intervals, but it changes each week, so you don't know, you literally just turn up to the session and then you get told what to do. So there we have it. That is how my week is looking like. Now when I first started training for a marathon, I ran 3-4 times a week. I put all my focus on my long runs, and I just run anywhere between 5 and 10k during the week, and that would be it. When I first trained for my first marathon, I had no idea what I was doing, if I'm being honest. I just created my own plan, but now I'm on plan. Races, I've not even talked about races yet. So January, let me get my plan out. January, I'm doing a 10-mile race in a week and a half time. So target there will just be to try and hit half marathon target pace, because I still am a little bit off that, but it's just going to see what I can do. It's a hilly course, so it's going to be tough, but up and down. I'll be doing, there's 2 rounds of cross country left, so I'll be doing those in our Chiltern League. In February, I already have a 20-miler. I'm not sure what I'll be racing that, if it will just be easy or whatnot, but there we are. March's the big month for racing. So on the 10th of March, I have the big half, the Vitality Big Half. The week after, we're going to Cyprus. Woohoo! We're doing the Cyprus half. They've got loads of other races, 5k, 10k half and full. So if you're not already coming with us, why not? We've got like over 100 people from the Redway Runners going, so it's going to be good. Then the week after that, I've got the Oakley 20. I've done it once, great course, up and down, but again, a 20-miler. And the last week, the 31st of March, a 22-miler, which I'm going to build into, there's a lapped course at Bedford Autodrome. But I just thought laps is going to build mental toughness. So that's what I'm going with. And then I've got 4 weeks after that. So yeah, not really sure which race I'm going to target yet. I've got 2 halves, a big half or Cyprus half. Which one do I go for? Where am I going to try and PB at? I guess we'll just have to see closer to the time what shape I'm in, because I'm not in PB shape right now. And also the 7th of April, we have Manchester Marathon. Lots of my clients are doing that. James is also running the Manchester Marathon, and there I am doing the relay. So me and James's best mate Paul and his mum and dad are doing the relay. So I'm going to go first, and I'm going to put in like a race effort for a 10k, and then I'll stop, and then I'll be able to try and see all of my clients and James out on the course. I told him that I didn't want to do that, I'd rather go and support everyone, but I've been sucked into the relay, so just got to go and do it. So yeah, there's my races, so I'm really excited about that. I think once I start to get into the plan and I feel much better again, then I'll be more excited. Also after that, which James is not really enthused about, but I'm doing an ultra. That is the start of June. So my focus is the London Marathon, and then I'm hoping that the fitness will translate into the ultra. I'm not going for a time there, I'm just going to do it. So here we are, week 0 of training. In December, I must have been hitting around 30, around 30 average miles per week. Now I started week 0, I think on 43 miles, so a good base builder. Did the New Year's Day double park run, which was great. I was really tired on that though. And I still managed to do 43 miles with 2 rest days. So, no complaints there. But we will see how we get on. And just to let you all know, I will be documenting my journey weekly. I hope to keep up with it. This time last year, I was a lot less busy than I am now. So, I'm sorry for radio silence in the last few months, as I've been focusing on all of my lovely clients and their plans. So yes, I will definitely share some of their journeys with you as well. We sponsored 2 athletes, Katie and Mikey, so I'll share some of their journey with you too. But yeah, I train now with some of my clients. We do some of the long runs together, so definitely you'll be able to see some of them along the way with us. So here we are, London Marathon 2019. It still feels weird to say that, but let's hope for some more PBs along the way, and I hopefully can share as much knowledge with you as possible. Send me some questions if you've got any, if there's anything you want to know about training and things like that. Please just, although I will be sharing my journey with you, just as a reminder, everyone needs an individual plan to fit with your lifestyle, your current training, because you can't go from running nothing a week to then running 6 times a week like I am at the minute. So there we are, thank you very much. Cheers for tuning in. I probably have been rambling for a very long time now, but I will see you all at the end of week 1, and I hope